Welcome back, everybody. Driver53 here, and I've got a video today going over the total profitability of crops in FS19, Farming Simulator 19, that is. And what I want to do is just go through some slides with you. I've got these harvesters down here, and the reason is because, that is the most important thing. That's how you make your money, right? You harvest your crops, and then you sell them. So I brought these harvesters down here just to show off some of the different types of harvesters that we have in the game that I don't know if many people really get in and kind of dig into these different harvesters. And the reason is because there's some really interesting things that have showed up on my data whenever I'm looking at my data. So the first slide, let me just go ahead and get into this stuff, and it'll kind of explain itself as we get into this. So the first slide that you can see right here is going to be your average total profit. Now, how did I get this? I did another video before showing exactly how I did it, but a really general description here is that I looked at the soil types, all the different ones, and I planted crops in 1 acre of ground. And I went through and figured out how much seed it's going to use, how much fertilizer it's going to use, the cost of those, looking at the economic analysis in the precision farming tab. We looked at the harvest yield. We looked at the straw, if there was any on that. We looked at the average prices of those, and I got the average price by doing a 10-day average. And then we figured out exactly what that average profit's going to be. So how much you can sell it for on the average minus all of your initial costs, and that's your profit per acre. So as you can see here, coffee is by far the most valuable crop per acre. But there's a catch there. And that's going to be this slide right here. This slide right here shows you the amount of time that it takes on normal setting to grow a crop from the time you plant it until the time it is ready to harvest in the first stage. Okay, so as you can see, coffee is all the way down at the bottom at 96 hours. That's an incredibly long time. That's 4 game days. Okay, normal crops are only 26.5 hours. All right, so what that means is that you can almost grow 4 rounds of normal crops as what it takes you to grow coffee. So can you get 4 times the amount? I think a better way to look at it is to divide how much profit you have by the amount of hours that it takes to grow that crop. So that's what I've got here on my last slide. So the first thing I want to say about this slide is it shows sandy loam. And the reason I chose sandy loam is because I'm really big on precision farming, and I did all of this testing in precision farming. But we all know that sandy loam gives you 100% yield, and that is exactly the same as what base game is going to give you as long as you have everything done. So if you've got fertilizer down, you've got lime down, you've got your fields planted, everything like that, you're going to get 100%. So this information should relate directly over to base game also. So if you're using base game, you're fine. If you're on precision farming, here's sandy loam. It's going to be even better with loam because that's 125%, and it's going to carry down through silty clay and loamy sand also. So what we have is the crop types, as you can see all the way down. I listed every crop type that I've done this testing on. Okay, there are a few more available on consoles that I don't have, but I haven't done the testing on these yet. And I don't know if I'm going to. They're not very, very popular. So if you'd like to see it, definitely throw it down in the comments below. And I can do some testing. I can find a map and figure out what these values are. But next, average total profit. And that's going to be from the previous video that we found for the sandy loam. Okay. So as you can see, it's everywhere from $18,000, $31,000, all the way down to like barely $2,300. All right. So the next one. Normal growth time. So normal growth time is normal setting. So you have fast, normal, and slow. This is normal, and that's how long it's going to take you to actually grow that crop in game time hours. All right. Now the last column, this is where all the magic happens. Average profit per hour of growth time. So what I did is I took your average total profit, divided it by the number of hours, and that's the value that you're seeing here in the last column. So as we can see, the very top one is onions. Onions is going to get you $863 per acre per hour of growth time. All right. Next one is going to be corn silage. I know it takes a little bit more work, but it's still a very, very viable option for you. And then you get into carrots at $790. Now we all know potatoes and sugar beets are really, really good profit, but I mean, this proves it right here that as long as you have a good harvester, potatoes and sugar beets are absolutely great crops to harvest. Now we know the mustard is an extended crop, so if you're just playing base game, that one's not really an option for you. But then you go into cotton at 444. I mean, that's a really, really good crop that not a lot of people play on because it takes a lot of time to be able to harvest it. But it's very, very, I mean, it's not the highest one, but out of your other base game crops that you don't have to do a whole lot of work for, it's a really, really good option. So as you can see the rest of the list all the way down, this is what you're going to find. Grass is absolutely atrocious per hour. I mean, you get hardly anything back on grass. So hay is right there too at 146. So very, very bottom down there, not that great. Now grass silage, if you turn it into silage bales, it's about the middle of the pack. So it turns into a really, really good crop with base game or even precision farming as long as you don't have all the others. So it's some really, really interesting stuff. So let's jump back over to the gameplay really quick. I don't want to show off these harvesters. What is really, really cool about them that I like? So the Terrados T4 right here, or the T440, sorry. It's a really, really nice harvester. It's got a really decent capacity. You can pull alongside it. I know it costs a lot to be able to use it, but if you look at your profit, it's not that bad. I know it takes a lot to be able to harvest a field, but as long as you're willing to work alongside the worker and, you know, cart it every once in a while off, then it's really, really cool. And there's tons of multi-fruit silos. There's root crop storage silos, different things like that. Definitely give this one a try. If you're wanting to change up your gameplay a little bit, you know, we're coming up into almost 3 years in the game now. People are looking at different things to do. Definitely give sugar beets, this is what this is, a try. And if you're playing on Cat 64's maps or some of TNT Modding's maps, you can do onions and carrots also. And even on Almosta Farm, you can now do tomatoes with this harvester too. So really, really awesome. Definitely go check those out. Next one here, this is going to be your forage harvester. And this is how you get your chaff. And we see that corn silage is way up there on that profitability. I mean, it takes some work. It really does. But there are ways that you can make this forage harvester easy to use to be able to make some killer money. Now, is it best for multiplayer? Probably. But if you're willing to put in a little bit of work, you can really grow your farm really, really well and with a lot less harvests doing corn silage for sure. And we know that you can harvest it early too. I didn't even put that in here. Corn silage you can actually harvest before it's ready to be harvested. You can do it in the last growth stage. So the profitability on corn silage is actually higher than what I have right here. But if you wait all the way till it's ready, it's going to be $850 per hour per acre, which I think is really, really cool. So the next one, it's a regular harvester, but it's gloss. Not a lot of people use gloss, I don't think, but I wanted to show it off too and have a little bit of color. So nothing special about this one. It's just really, really cool. And next is cotton. I think a lot of people stay away from cotton because it's really, really slow. But the really cool thing is workers, you can hire a worker, let them crank it out here, and you don't have to come back to them. Let them do the whole field, right? They're going to kick the bales out. You come back, pick it up. Now, is it expensive? Yes. But is this harvester more expensive than a base game grain harvester? Not too much. Maybe only about $60,000 more. So maybe give cotton a try. For sure. Give cotton a try. So the last thing I want to say is I'm going to go ahead and post this spreadsheet, all these spreadsheets that we saw here, in my Discord. It's going to be linked down below. So go ahead and jump over there if you want access to these. It's a fun little community that we have going on. We're sharing all the data from the precision farming and some of the other testing that I'm doing. So definitely hop in there, say hi, and yeah, but that's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you would. If you want to be kept up to date on all my latest precision farming or testing videos, think about hitting that subscribe button. And if you do, hit the notification bell too. Have a great day, night, evening, everyone. Until next time, this is Driver 53, signing off.